Good evening and welcome to another episode of LIVRESQ Empower Your Teaching, our bi-monthly webinar about LIVRESQ in which we introduce different features. My name is Raluca and I am your host for this webinar. If you have joined us on Zoom or on Facebook, you can ask questions at any time in the chat. I can see both the chat on Facebook and the chat on Zoom. And if you're watching a recording of this, which I know is more often the case, please leave any questions down below and we'll get back to you. So the recordings are available on Facebook for a limited period of time, and then my colleagues upload them on YouTube. So you might be seeing me on YouTube. Now, it's not a very long topic for tonight, but I wanted to clarify this and to show you multiple ways of doing this because we've had questions and we've also created a new way to do this, one that is entirely sort of configured by us, but you can also configure your own buttons. So we're talking about buttons and adding buttons. Now, as you know, the function of a button is to be able to press it, and then it can either send you somewhere else. So it can either send you somewhere else inside the course, inside your lesson or the course you're creating in LIVRESQ, or it can send you somewhere outside LIVRESQ, or also a possibility, it can launch a resource or it can launch something else. So first of all, we'll start with the easy mode, the easiest way to add buttons. Whether you're in blocks or in layouts, because now we have both options for the interface. So you can use blocks and you can drag and drop whatever you need, and you can use layouts. In both cases, you can use the button like this. So you just take it from the left-hand side and you drag and drop it. This is what the button looks like if you've added it from the blocks. And in case you want to use, this area, the button is under interactive layouts, and we have the button resource, which again I can drag and drop and place wherever I need. The difference between the layouts and the blocks is that here the button is part of this layout where I have a box of text that can give me more information, and here it's just the button resource that I can add wherever I want, so inside a row, or I can add it anywhere else. This is to simplify how you work with buttons. This is to simplify how you can configure them. The color green is the color of my theme, but I can configure it further. So in the first way, because this is easier, you can see it's the same resource. So I have the button as a standalone added from blocks, and it looks like this. And here it also says button. Once I select it, I have access to editing it. It doesn't work on double click. All editing for the button can be done from the right hand side, from the properties. So again, the fact that it's green means it inherits the theme of the entire course or the entire project. I can change its color from up here into one of our pre-made themes. I can make it orange as well, or I can go under configure and I can change the primary color here and change it to whatever I want. So in case you don't want it to be the theme of the course, but this inherit basically makes it the theme of the course, which is emerald. For this is just an empty project, I'm going to delete the first row. So this is very important because usually this is the first question we have. How do I change the color? Now, the most important bit, however, is to change what it does and how it does it. And for this, I'm going to scroll down or just look lower in the properties. And I have this button that's very important that actually allows me to turn the way we used to be able to do, to turn everything in that's not interactive in LIVRESQ into a button. So I need to assign this button an action. I need to assign an action to this button actually. So I can either launch a resource, follow a bookmark, or follow a link. Launching a resource means that a pop-up will come up and I'll be able to see and interact with that resource that I've previously created. I can follow a bookmark, which means I can send my learner to another part of the course, or follow a link. And we're going to start with that because this is the easiest to understand and to see the results of. So if I click on follow a link, Then I need to provide the platform with the actual link. I can just give it, for instance, a link for the official LIVRESQ website. Here we go. Then, under content is where I write the text that I want to appear on the button. So, for instance, click here for the website. So this is the exact text that goes on the bottom, on the button. And then I can change its alignment. So in case I don't have anything else, like I have here a cell with a text and another cell with a button, then I can just change its alignment for it to appear in the middle. It's not website, it's the website. Hold on. Sorry for that typo. So what I can do now, if I go under preview, if I click on my button, and we can see it's configured as a button because it has this little animation that darkens the color when I put my mouse over it, when I put my cursor over it. If I click on it, then the website opens in another tab, so it works exactly as you'd expect it to work. If I set bookmarks inside my course, for instance, maybe I keep adding content, we add an image here, we add a video under it, and then maybe we add a questionnaire. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. I have a questionnaire here, and I will put a bookmark on this questionnaire. This is how I add a bookmark. I can change the name of this bookmark. We'll call it quiz. Here we go. So now what I want my button to do, this one for instance, is to take me straight to the quiz. It can be anywhere else I need it to be inside my course. So it can be to another section, it can be to a glossary, it can be to any other part of my course that I want. I just need to have a button attached to that part of the course. So the same way, I go under properties, I select the button, I can change the content to quiz. Then at action, I can say follow bookmark. I'm not saying follow link anymore. Following a link means it opens a page outside LIVRESQ. In this case, it's following a bookmark. The only bookmark available, because it's the only bookmark that I've added, is the quiz. And then if I go under preview, so this button takes me to the LIVRESQ website, and this one will take me to the quiz. And if it were in another section, then of course I'd be able to see it in another section and it would skip the content. Please bear in mind that if I use any blockers, if I use barriers, or if I use an assistant to guide the learner and that content is not yet open, it will not be able to take me there. By open, I mean, and I'm going to use the barrier to show you the exact example of this. So the fact that I've added a barrier here, maybe after something interactive, let's add a accordion. So I have an accordion, and right after the accordion, I have this barrier. This means that my course is locked until I finish interacting with the closest resource to the barrier. So I need to click on each of these titles to open the barrier, and only after I open the barrier can I move on. A button would not be able to bypass this. If I haven't opened the barrier yet, if I use this button is inactive because right now I cannot access the part of my course that this button links to. So bear in mind, be very careful if you want to use buttons that link to other sites, other parts of the course, you need to be very careful that these other parts of the course are not locked either by a barrier, an actual barrier like this one, or the assistant or resources behaving as barriers. And we have episodes dedicated to this in other videos where we explain what each of these guiding means and how it works and what actually pacing content means in LIVRESQ and how you can do that efficiently. All right, so we've gone through two uses. We've seen that we can use the button to link to something. We can also use the button to link to another part of the course. So linking outside LIVRESQ and linking to another part of the course. I'm going to add a simple button like this now to look at the third use, and that is launching a resource. Launching a resource means that I need to have another resource that was created in my organizer, which is here. I can go under resources, and if I have any, they would appear here available. If not, I can create one on the spot. For instance, maybe I wanted to launch, I go under resources and I'll create a gallery of images. That gallery of images automatically saves here in my resources area. I select it and click on insert. It takes a bit. Now I can even edit this resource. Gallery of images. I'll align the button to the center again, so it works in the same way. I can add the icon of the resource. By the way, the icon works for this as well. It changes automatically to whatever icon the theme uses to represent that. So here's a gallery of images. It changed automatically to the gallery of images, and here for the bookmark, it looks like this. So we have different types of icon according to what we're linking. If this were a different resource, we'd have this icon for that resource that we're opening. So how this works now is if I click on this button now, I open the gallery of images and I can navigate through it. It's like a pop-up that I can then close. And you might have noticed that I can even change its width. So I can make it smaller, I can make it bigger. It's all part of creating the button. And again, I don't necessarily need to have created this beforehand, but I do need it to have, I need to have it saved in my resources, because right now I can go under edit and I can edit this gallery, change the pictures, change everything I need. So this is the new way of adding the buttons. This is how it works. This is what we've implemented to make your life easier. Before, any resource that was text or image could have become a button, but they don't have the same, they don't look the same, they don't have the same configuration. What I did here was add a row with 3 cells, and in one of these cells I'm going to add a text, and I'm going to say button just for the sake of it. And I'm going to select this text box, and I still have the option, for instance, to create a button, to follow a link, which again can be the LIVRESQ website link. I can move this text to the middle, but it doesn't have the animation. It doesn't look in the same way. It would work, so the entire text box would now work as a button, but it's much more complicated and it's a little bit confusing. So it's easier to work with the buttons that we've prepared for you. And again, you can either find them in the blocks here or as a layout where you have a text that you can configure. But again, you can change this layout. You can change the way it looks. You can, hold on, you can change all of the aspects you don't want. Maybe you don't want this, so you can change it. It's all up to you and how you want to configure these buttons and how you want to use them. We think they're useful. This is a feature that was requested, and we've created it from the very beginning. But we've added this streamlined way of working with it, the streamlined way of using it, so that you can again link either to a website or to a web page outside LIVRESQ, link to another part of the course, and it will work as long as that part is open. So as long as we don't have any barriers between the point where you place the button and the destination. And it can also work to have a pop-up appear at one point in the course. If there are any questions, please don't hesitate to write them in chat or write them under the recording if you're watching this as a recording. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I like sort of doing these little pills, these little episodes that can really highlight one feature and can really show you how it works and what it does. If you want more details, again, contact us by any means. You can write comments, you can drop us an email. We really appreciate your feedback, and I really appreciate you joining me for these meetings. I will see you back here in 2 weeks' time. Again, we meet bi-monthly on Thursdays at 6:30 Eastern, at Central European. I always say Eastern European, Central European time. That's 7:30 Romanian time. Thank you so much for your attention, and I will see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.